Welcome to EMC podcast
On the record.
Today we're going to talk about building training modules. We have two trainers here, principal trainer, junior trainer, but also a legit trainer. So let's start with Alan first, the senior, the veteran.
The veteran.
What's the word? What's the word? Oh, veteran, the veteran.
Okay.
Alan, when it comes to training, let's say I am an aspiring trainer. How do I start? What's the first thing that I need to do?
Okay. There's a lot of things that you can do to start,
Okay.
but I'll talk about what you should not do first.
Fair.
Okay?
Okay.
What you should not do first. What you should not do is you should not come up with a training agenda first.
Oh, that was in my mind the first thing I need to do.
do not write a training agenda. That's not the first thing that you should do. What you should not do is you should not start researching about possible topics for this particular training. So for example, you wanted to facilitate a public speaking workshop. It's very normal, right? We think about the agenda, very normal. We will go online and say, what are the good topics that people must know so that they are good at public speaking?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not saying that's wrong, but I would prefer not to do so.
Okay.
What I will first do is I want to clearly identify who are my audience. Who would actually be sitting in the room as my participants.
Like who is ideally the one that I teach?
Correct.
And how do I get to that? If I don't know what to teach, how do I know who is my audience?
Okay, so there are two different scenarios. Number one is we are being engaged to facilitate an in-house training, which means the company has an idea that we want to do certain trainings, we have certain objective. So we always ask them who will be participating, who will be attending. So in that sense, we already know who will be our participants.
And when you say who, that also includes what are the things that they wanted to improve on.
Yeah, so that will be later on. So like, for example, who will be like, what are their background, what are their experience, what are their challenges that they're facing right now, what are they lacking in right now. So I'm trying to understand who they are first.
Okay.
Right. So usually HR would say that, these are our managers who need to meet our clients and deliver presentations. Or these are people who needs to network and talk to people and have conversations. So we must understand the current situation. So that is scenario one. Another scenario is if we are not being engaged by a company, we're delivering a public workshop, then we get to dictate a little bit who we want as a participant. So for instance, if I want to teach public speaking, can I teach everyone? I can teach everyone. But the rule is, if you teach everyone, then you teach no one.
Everyone you teach.
Teach no one. Because imagine in that room, you have people coming from different backgrounds with different experiences. Let me put in context. I deliver tuition. And I said, open for all. Imagine in a room, I have year 1,
Year 1, year 5.
year 5,
University
year 10,
student.
year 11 university.
Senior.
Right. Like, how would I teach? Like if I talk about algebra, the year 1 will be looking at me, teacher.
Teacher, what is X? X is not a number.
Yeah, what is 1, what is 2? They can't do it. But
Okay.
But if I decide, okay, this time around, my target audience would be someone who is very new to public speaking. So I would have an avatar in my mind. These are people who have never or would have very limited experience in speaking in the public. So that would be my target audiences. So these are two different sets. When you're being engaged, the client will already know who they want to send. And number 2, we are opening up to whoever wants to sign up. So we need to dictate who we want to be in the room. So that's the first thing.
When you want to start training, the first thing that you do is you have to know your audience first.
Correct. You have to know audience first.
Okay.
Then number 2 is to then understand what do your audience want.
Okay.
So let me.
Because now it's just understanding who are the audience. Now, okay, what do the audience want?
Yeah, what do they want? So let's say if I were to ask you right now, Mina, if you could attend a workshop on public speaking and one skill that you want to improve, specifically, what would that be?
Pitching.
Pitching. What about pitching?
What about pitching? So that people buy in more of my idea.
Okay, so are you talking about pitching a business idea or are you talking about pitching a proposal? Which one is that?
Can it be both?
It can be.
Yeah.
And ideally, what skill you need to have so that you can pitch better?
What skill?
Do you want to have so that you can pitch it better?
Presentation?
Presentation is big, right? So would it be more on, let's say, is it the content? Is it the structure? Is it the body
so
language?
which area am I
Correct.
lacking? Okay. So let's say I want to pitch my proposal. I'll just say random stuff. Maybe how the choice of words.
Choice of words.
Yes.
Good. So that is where I need to focus on already. So right now, I would have identified, okay, one of the participants that I would want to have in the room. So let's say we don't talk about the scenario where clients engage us. Let's talk about the public workshop. Okay. Now that I've spoken to 10, 20, 30 people and I figured out, okay, so there is a demand in the market where people wanted to learn public speaking. And I was like, okay, Mina, is the kind of participants that we would like to have. So who is Mina or who is Mina, right? The participants.
But your participants could have different challenges, kan? For example, I would have, let's say I want to improve choice of word, but the others, I want to feel less awkward maybe by body presentation.
So let's say I talked to 2 or 3 people. So they said, I want to have better choice of word. The other one is I want to be able to have better eye contact with my audience. The other one would be I want to be better at Q&A. So I'll get these 3. Then I will put it down as that would be my learning outcome. So whoever attend this training, at the end of the training, they will acquire 3 things. Number 1, they know how to have better selections of words. Number 2, they will know how to establish better eye contact. Number 3, they would know how to handle Q&A. Now, the question is, there are still many others, right? But it's okay. So I target these 3 first. So at least for this particular workshop, I know I'm looking at people who are new or having limited experience in public speaking. And then the outcome is these 3 things. So then I can structure my content around it, right? Then the question could be, Helen, if I do it that way, then what about people who want to learn other things? No, they can come to other workshops. But specifically for this workshop, I have explicitly listed out these other things that I'm going to
More targeted.
More targeted.
Okay.
So if, Mina, you're interested, you attend, you know you're expecting to improve on this particular area. Let's say Alan wants to improve on eye contact. Alan will come into this workshop knowing that he will acquire the skill to establish better eye contact.
And that is on audience analysis alone.
Yeah. Now, one more thing is, let's say there's another person who's Husaini, who said, I want to be able to have better body language. But that is not part of this learning outcome, right? So Husaini will be someone who is sitting on the fence. Do I want to attend this workshop? If he feels like, okay, no harm for me to learn new things or to learn something or to relearn something, then he will sign up. But if Husaini feels that, these aren't the things that I wanted to learn, I specifically just want to learn about body language, then he can choose not to sign up. Now, what happened is, by doing so, we focus a little bit more on the kind of participants that we want, and we're able to focus on the learning outcomes as well. Right? Otherwise, in that sessions, because it's public, right, it's going to be very hard to manage expectations.
But if you want to learn everything, you learn nothing also.
Correct. Correct. Unless this is not a training, but maybe it goes into coaching, then it's a different thing. So we leave that topic for
coaching is more
future.
open.
It's more open, so we leave it for the future. But training has a specific outcome.
Talking about audience analysis, we're going to move forward after this. Something that you taught us as well, another way to know our potential target audience is, okay, Mina, look at who you are 5 years ago. Okay, 5 years ago, what were your pain points? What did you wanted to learn? And then that's when I realized, okay, I created an avatar. It's called Mina 5 years ago. Yes, Mina 5 years ago. This was my challenge. I wanted to learn more about pitching. I wanted to learn about project management, stuff like that. So it's like me trying to teach someone who is like me 5 years ago.
Correct. That is more like the content already. So that helps you to figure out content, because sometimes people may talk about like, who am I to teach? For example, imposter syndrome, right? If you're not sure, watch back the previous episode.
Okay.
Right?
Audience analysis done.
Audience analysis done.
After audience analysis, what do we do?
We do about content. So which means
now
training
we talk
content.
about content.
Correct. Now the training content, of course, you can do research and again, you can figure out what are the common topics that people talk about. However, my approach is a little bit more personal. I would like to put myself in their shoe and say, okay, so let's say like Mina, you mentioned 5 years ago, Mina from 2021. would like to learn something, what would that be? So I would track the growth of Mina from 2021 to 2026. In these 5 years, have you grown or have you developed the skills, not any skills, but the skills related to that 3 things, which is number 1, selection of words. Number 2, eye contact. Number 3, handling Q&A. You see, this every time I go back to the outcome. So if Mina in 2026 already has the skill of these 3 things, then the content would be, how did Mina get from here to here? So you must have learned something, you must have done something. Right? So your personal experience is which means your growth, the journey itself, is the content that you're going to teach. Because then you wouldn't be teaching something that you are not convinced or you have not personally practiced. I think the trap of a trainer is you are teaching something that you yourself haven't even experienced. You don't even use it. So it's quite unconvincing, right? It's like, have you tried it? No, I've not tried it. Then how do you know it works? I search online and they say everybody must have this.
And sometimes when people start to challenge you with questions, like because they're very curious and you also don't know how to answer. Okay.
So that helps you to have at least the content, right?
However, is it wrong for us to try to teach something new?
I wouldn't say it's wrong, but I would say do justice for the participants. Right? Be responsible for your participants. Be accountable to yourself as a trainer as well, right?
Meaning, like, let's say if I actually try to teach something new, I have to understand it enough and I have to internalize how you always say it.
Yes.
Internalize.
Three stage, right?
Yep.
Imitate, internalize, individualize, right?
Yep.
Imitate, I just copy and paste whatever that is available online. Internalize, I make it into my own. Individualize, I add my own personalities in there. So the content itself, it should be different. Now, why is this important is, to me personally, I believe all the knowledge in this world is already available. We are not trying to create a new knowledge. We're just trying to help our participants acquire this knowledge through our own personal experience. So which means today you can also teach public speaking. I can also teach public speaking. You can be teaching them about selection of words. You can also be teaching them about eye contact and handling Q&A. I can do the same. But the way that you teach is through your own personal experience, maybe from facilitating team buildings. The way that I teach it may be from my journey of competing in a world championship of public speaking.
I remember a good example on this. When I started training on collaborative team dynamic, it was created by Ellen, and it was basically about different stages of team dynamic, how they are norming stage, storming, forming, performing, adjourning,
the Tuckman's model.
Tuckman's model. And when I wanted to train, it was hard for me because when I listened to Ellen's training, it was a lot on Ellen's punya examples. And then Ellen shifted my perspective. Mina, rather than thinking from my perspective, you should put it from your own experience. Mina, what is your experience? And I realized I have a lot of project management. Project management on team buildings. And then okay lah, then most of your angle comes from project management. Then it's easier for you. And then then suddenly it feels like very natural. Yeah, it's more natural,
Because then you don't need to train someone else's material, right? So you see, when participants come, they want to learn about a certain topic, let's say on public speaking, there are 10 different trainers. We actually encourage them to go and explore all these 10 different trainers, right? Because everyone has something that they can share. It is the same thing as in school A, B, C, D, E, and F, they all teach mathematics. Doesn't mean that if I go to school A, the way that I learn maths will be different from school C. Not really. But the way that the teacher facilitates or the teacher helps me to understand the topic might be different. So it is their experience of learning, right? The engagement that they will create.
Okay.
So going back, right, as someone who is new or wanted to do training, 2 things. Number 1 is on audience, understanding who they are, what they wanted to learn from. Number 2, look at our own personal experience and then craft a content based on our personal journey, our growth as well. Then the content is much more personalized and it feels not like something that is off the shelf already.
It doesn't feel like just plug in from somewhere and just there you go. Okay.
So those are on the technical side. The rest is more on facilitations, engagement, which I think we can cover in the future as well.
Okay. Right. Yeah, I think that's pretty good.
So everyone, that is our topic today about training. And hopefully that gives you an insights about how you could kickstart if you're thinking.
If you're aspiring trainer,
Yeah. And this is Epipeople
on the record.